All right, that looks good.
Yeah, I'm going to go here. I think that's better.
Hello, everybody out there in Facebook land. Neil Portnoy and I here, twin brothers from different mothers. We're getting ready to go live with our weekly podcast. Today, though, we are coming from Portnoy Gallery.
We are here in the gallery on a Saturday. We're usually closed during the weekend by appointment only, but you know what? We're here live.
We
Come
are.
down and say hi.
Yes, at least. All right, here we go. So we're going to get ready to hit record, and we're going to be recording our next podcast. Ready? All right, hold on a second. Hold on. We're going to have to, I know what I'm missing. Talk to the fans, will you?
We're going to talk
to the fans.
We technological type people figure out the technological wiring. I don't have a better word. Wiring's all I'm going to use. But we are here live at the gallery. It is a beautiful Saturday, almost afternoon here in Las Vegas. Now I feel like I'm a meteorologist. Temperature hovering around 60 degrees. I took the little puppy out this morning in 52 degree, and we're stopping for a second. We'll be right back.
Yeah,
we're not stopping. We are
just
stopping.
keep talking. I need the piece that connects from here to my laptop. That's the problem, and I can't seem to find the cord.
So we'll continue to do the
Keep
Facebook
talking.
Live.
Yeah, we may just do it
Last
Facebook
night
Live
was
today.
a great evening out. My wife Dorothy and I went to Red Rock Casino in the Rocks Lounge and saw Chadwick Johnson. His show was there. It's a free show. He is just a polished performer, tremendous singer, great stage presence. And we sat with Jonathan Courant, another brilliant crooner who does jazz. In fact, a shout out to Jonathan Courant because his new release of his album was number 2 on iTunes chart. So that's tremendous for Jonathan. We sat with Robert Goulet's widow, Vera Goulet, who's a very good friend of ours, and she had a lot of her cousins in from out of town, and it was just a great evening watching a very, very talented performer and Chadwick Johnson do his thing up on stage with his unbelievable band. Just some of the everyday goings-on here in Las Vegas in the entertainment scene. Aaron has sat down.
I think we're almost ready.
So that means we're
almost ready to record. I found the cord, so I think we should be good to go. Let's see.
And
not yet.
Drum roll. Do we have a drum roll?
I don't have one right now.
Oh, all right.
I don't have one yet.
Let's Google it. You can Google everything.
You know what? Soon we'll be able to download. That. So bear with us here. Bear with us. I don't know why it's not picking up. All right, I'm going to shut down Audacity. So we're kind of actually doing a Facebook Live show right now. I don't know if anybody can hear us all that well because I can't read any of the notes that are coming up. But let's see here. I got to open this back up. See, this is what happens when you have a non-technical guy trying to be technical.
And an artist who sits and doodles all day. So, I mean, that's why we're twin brothers from different mothers.
Oh, hey, guess what? We're now live. We're actually recording. Hello, everybody. We are live.
Good morning. Yeah, that little thing's going up and down,
Yes, the heart rate is going. All right, so we apologize for the technical difficulties, but nonetheless, we are here coming to you live from Portnoy Gallery in beautiful Las Vegas. A little chilly now in Vegas.
It's 60 degrees coming in today.
Yes.
But you know what? It doesn't matter. The sun is out again.
Absolutely, it is. And by the way, before we forget, and I know we kind of touched on it or we want to touch on it, is the fact that all the folks in California being devastated by this fire that's going on out there right now is just crazy.
There are a number of fires going on. There's one up toward Northern California, I guess San Francisco area.
Right.
That's the, what do they call it? Somebody was doing a campfire, the campfire fire.
Oh, yeah.
And now there's one in Southern California. I mean, you know what? It's a mess out there.
It is. And it's terrible because, it's something that... like I mentioned in a post last night, we usually see this kind of stuff in the news, and it's like, oh, it's over California. You feel bad for everybody. Well, last night it hit home for me. Because a dear friend of mine.
Somebody is now homeless in a parking lot.
Nothing.
You had mentioned on Facebook about the Red Cross, and where the hell are they?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, some wise person said, you know, they're helping the caravan head toward the Texas border. I don't know.
It's unfortunate, you know, and I'm finding in that post actually a whole lot of people are not liking the Red Cross. They just, you know, whatever the reasons, I don't want to get into it, yay or nay, but apparently one of my folks who responded to that actually did mention that the Red Cross is set up somewhere in a high school nearby the area. So,
and people have to be careful because out of tragedy, you've got a lot of organizations, fake organizations, that will pop up and say, donate X amount of dollars. We're going to be very careful out there, people. You know, do your homework. If certain charities say we're now involved with this and we're looking for clothing, we're looking for funds to help do this, that, the other thing. You know, it's not just the people, which is a tremendous tragedy, but you've got the pets and you've got the wildlife and everything that goes with acres and acres and acres of land, homes being destroyed. It's terrible.
It is, and hopefully those folks will have some resolution soon, because we know the insurance companies aren't going to exactly jump on this all that fast, although they should, obviously. But hopefully, I want to give a shout out to Lisa Jo McGee, who's my friend that I've known for just about 20 years. Both Eileen and I know her through Kiwanis, and we were lieutenant governors together and have just grown really close. And the first her post in the morning was that it was a voluntary evacuation at first. Then a couple hours later, she posted that it was actually a mandatory evacuation.
Well, don't you also at this time of the year have the Santa Ana winds, and I think that's causing a lot of the problems for the firefighters.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems California's always on fire, literally and figuratively. I mean, can you think of a time when California really hasn't had to deal with fires at all?
Every year. I mean, you know, being from the Northeast, as both of us are, you know, we had the nor'easters that would come in. You know, you had you know, if you didn't like the weather, wait a minute, it would change.
That's right.
California, this is just something they deal with every single year. And, you know, it's not just that. Let's talk a little bit about without getting political, because in this show we do not get political. But, you know, when is it going to stop with these people that have access to causing tragedy with guns? I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to go any further. Your heart goes out for them. And a lot of the people were also involved in 1 October. Again, it's still the country music thing. And, you know, I was reading something where one couple had survived 1 October, and they get killed in this tragedy.
That's right.
It's terrible.
It's a shame that you can't open up the news feeds on Facebook or LinkedIn or watch your local news without some sort of tragic story.
Well, and again with social media now, unlike years ago, it's instantaneous. You know, we all have cell phones. We're all going to take pictures.
Right.
You got to watch what you say. Watch who you touch, how you touch them.
Right.
All of that stuff is very prevalent today because of social media.
Absolutely. Hey, by the way, while you're watching, please feel free to go like our new show page, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers on Facebook. We just created that page this week. We got some good response. A couple hundred people already like it.
It's great. And you know what? The key to social media, and I'm kind of a whiz at that type of stuff,
That's right.
is to not only like it, but share it.
Right.
Because when you share it, it's spiders.
That's right.
And then other people like it. And I you saw one of the posts from a buddy of mine back east.
Right.
Shout out, Eric Goldstein.
Oh, Eric.
And Eric said, you know, I listened to his son's involved with the San Jose hockey team in their promotions department. I listened to his podcast on this day, and I listened
now he's got us in the car. I think he said we'd listen to it. So that's good. Well, we thank you. And please share it. Yeah, I mean, this is a growing thing. Neil and I, and I think we talked about this in our pilot episode last week. You've only been here 2+ years.
2.5 years, and people will constantly come up to me and go, how the hell do you know everybody? And the real key is knowing everybody is not important. Those people knowing you is crucial to where you're going to go.
Absolutely. Hi, Michael. Want to say hello to Michael. He's watching. Eileen is watching. Deanna Hill is out there watching. Deanna Hill Lowry is out there in our Facebook reads. Thank you so much. Please share our feed with your friends and let them know what's going on. So, you know, it's been interesting. We are sitting here in Neil and Dorothy's gallery, Portnoy Gallery. You can see much of the artwork right behind us that Neil has done is available. And, of course, he's available for projects and special commissions and such. So this is a great way to also show off and we talked about this last week, what should be a destination location for people to come visit when they come to Vegas.
We've used the word Portnoy Gallery, but it's really a museum.
Right.
I mean, you're talking, I've been in the industry now 45 years, having been published well over 1,000 times.
My dad was 30s when you first started. I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Yeah, I like to say I started when I was 2, but people don't buy that either. Everything I do is done with magic markers. I'm not a painter. I'm not a fine artist, yet I do fine art. Everything is done with markers, and you can kind of see the pictures in the background.
Right.
The David Bowie, the Jack Nicklaus piece, the Beatles.
Beatles over. I got David, and I was a Yankee fan. I got David Ortiz staring at me over my right shoulder. So, by the way, hi CJ. Good to see you out there watching, my friend. Please share us. Please share us. Get your friends to like our page and to watch the video. But yeah, this is a location that really needs to be on the map to come down and see what Neil, the great work that Neil has done. I mean, my dad was here before he went live a little bit ago, and my dad was wowed. And it takes a whole lot for my dad to be wowed.
Let's talk about why your dad came in. Your dad has had a boss for how many years?
12, 13 years.
12, 13 years, and the holidays are coming up.
Right.
How many gift certificates to his favorite restaurant? Right. And you forget. Because, at our age, memory's the second thing that goes.
That's right.
But, what am I going to get him this year? And Aaron came up with the idea, well, why don't you give Neil a good head and shoulders photo of your boss?
Right.
He's into soccer. Neil will do the illustration, put him in the soccer uniform. It's vanity, vanity,
that's
vanity.
Right.
So that's a great idea as a gift idea.
And you've also added the pet artwork too. So we know there's a ton of people out there around the world that love their pets, consider them their children and family. And you do the pet portraits and whatnot as well. And that's great. He's in the middle of doing one right now for mutual acquaintance of their pet that they just newly adopted.
Yeah, it's the pet is a hound. Lack of, I'm not going to break down the breed, but it's got these ears that are down to here and the droopy eyes with the red in it. And I try to get personality in every drawing
Absolutely.
I do. And it's no different when you're doing a dog or a cat.
Right.
The cat, every pet owner will tell you, oh, no, he's got personality, she's got personality. So it's my job to take that with the markers, the felt tip pens, and put it all together. And listen, they're going to love it when it's done, but we'll see.
It's kind of fun. When we're on Facebook, I get to monitor the feed of all the comments. And Ron Cooper, do you know Ron?
Sure, I know Ron.
Okay, Ron's wild. Oh, that's what you said. He also...
He commissioned me to do a piece for him, yeah.
So he writes in here, he says, twins with a question mark. I wonder where he gets that from. Why he thinks we're twins.
Well, the title Twin Brothers from Different Mothers got kind of threw that on. But, it's funny because some people say, I don't see it.
No.
I don't see
Our
it.
wives say that, for crying out loud.
Well, your wife doesn't. She walked into a place and thought I was you.
That's true. That is true. She made a beeline for you to kiss you hello, which that's fine. We'll be married 30 years. I don't mind.
Yeah, it's okay.
Claude Waters, thank you for watching, my friend. Let's see. Oh, and CJ wants us to mention that you also do the illustrations for businesses such as WhinyBitches.com, his wife's project, right?
It's a great project. They deal with, there's a whole story behind Whiny Bitches, and check them out on
Absolutely.
It's I think it's WhinyBitches.co. CJ, correct me if I'm wrong.
It's he put in your WhinyBitches.co. I apologize, it's not .com, but it's
CO. It's .co, and I did the illustration work, which they're merchandising on a number of different products. Great concept. Let's face it, there's a lot of winos out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just the ones who, well, never mind. So CJ, maybe WhinyBitches.co wants to become a regular sponsor of Twin Brothers from Different Mothers.
That would be a great idea.
Let's chat about that. So anyway, he said yes. I don't know if that was in response to my question or something you said.
No,
yes.
Hey, listen, we've got them down.
We got it down. Yes. Right. I got it. We'll just apply wherever we want to.
That's correct.
All right. The fires are devastating and all that, but I got to get a pet peeve off my chest.
Well, let me guess. It had anything to do with traffic?
Yeah, just a little bit. I don't, even growing up as a kid, I never understood the concept of traffic. And here's why, okay? You have a wide open road, especially our roads, which are like anywhere from 3 to 6 lanes wide in one direction, okay? And I'll use 215 because that's the one I spend most of my time on nowadays. I can understand traffic backing up if there was a wall at the end of the road. And just, like the marching band that goes into the alleyway not realizing there's no outlet and they just start falling.
When you get to that point and you pass that point, you go, what? Why the hell was it? I backed up. There's nothing
right,
here.
Exactly. And so you're sitting in bumper to bumper traffic for maybe a good 5, 6, 7, maybe long, especially California, driving back and forth from here to Cali. But then all of a sudden, it's like Moses parting the Red Sea.
Right.
All of a sudden it opens up. How does that happen? I need somebody to explain this to me. The concept of traffic, I don't get
The
it.
only reason I have is why did the chicken cross the road? The chicken must have been at that point crossing the road and everybody stopped.
But if everybody's going relatively within the same speed limit, again, and the other pet peeve with that, if you're a slow driver, get the hell out of the left lane.
Yeah, I go to the right.
Oh my God, you get behind people that are just lightly cruising, doing the speed limit, but okay.
Do you find out also when you're driving in traffic, you look at the license plate and it's California.
Oh my God. See, but we have to put a little plus minus ratio on that because there could also be a ton of rental cars that are at McCarran that people come in with.
Oh, that's true.
So it may not just be the residents, but yes, a lot of them are from outside of Las Vegas that drive around town, which is cool. Hey, we get it, but folks, if you're just driving slow, if you're doing the speed limit or below, get out of the left lane.
And use your directions.
Oh my God. Use your blade. Even put your arm out. Remember the old directions, right? Left turn, right turn, stop.
Yeah.
So use those if you don't want to use your blinker.
I got to bring up a funny story. We had back east, there was a Hasidic rabbi,
Okay.
and he invented hand signals that don't exist.
I'm afraid
So
to find out.
whenever you got behind him on the road, you
Right.
had to get the hell away from him. You didn't know what he was going to do.
We're not talking about finger signals, are we?
No.
Okay.
They just he
Not from
put
a
it, he
Hasidic
would
rabbi.
put his hand out. Yeah, right. He put his hand out, and you didn't know what the hell he meant.
Was he directing like planes to land or traffic
I
itself?
don't know if he was davening or I don't know what he was doing, but people behind him didn't know what he was doing either.
Oh my gosh, crazy. But anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I don't understand the concept of traffic, especially when all of a sudden out of the blue it just opens up. When it just opens up out of nowhere and you're moving. I just don't get it. I don't understand. And then left lanes, get the hell out of the left lane. If you're just cruising.
And it doesn't matter what time of the day it is too, because you can leave at rush hour at 5 o'clock. You're going to run into that backed up on the 215. Listen,
crazy.
The tough part about it, we are in a 24/7 drinking town.
3 8-hour shifts.
Yeah, so you really don't know who is on the road, and
That is
now
very true.
now it's illegal, with medical this and medical that. Who knows?
Who
You
knows?
just
You're
don't
right.
know.
Absolutely.
Hey, I want to bring up a point
Yeah.
to take a sidebar and go a different
Absolutely.
direction.
We can go wherever you want.
Last night I was at the Rocks Lounge at Red Rock and saw Chadwick Johnson had his show there with his band. Phenomenal. And I got to sit with Vera Goulet and Jonathan Carant. And Jonathan and I were talking a little bit about, hey, I think it'd be a great idea. You've got your new CD release, your album release coming up next week at the Rocks Lounge.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron and I have got this new show, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. We are going to be talking with a lot of the local entertainers here in town. Tell us about how did you get into the business?
Sure.
Why are you doing the genre you're doing? And I talked to Jonathan, who is a jazz singer extraordinaire. I mean,
Right.
superb. And I said to him, you're a young guy. You're singing songs from way back when. He said, it found me.
Right.
I'm kind of an old soul.
Mm-hmm.
So I started thinking, these are stories that the local people here want to learn about.
Sure.
And I'm going to put a shout out to CJ because CJ's got a company that does mobile
Are you
apps.
going to send him a bill first?
No,
it's a freebie?
I'm giving him the Jewish discount. Yeah, this is it. He's got a company. You'll have to check him out. CJ Thompson on Facebook. I don't want to get the business name incorrect and mention something that doesn't exist, but he does a lot of mobile apps for the entertainers, which talk to him. That's his strength. He knows what he does. That's a quick shout out to my buddy CJ.
Absolutely. Yeah, no question. I want to shout out to Victoria, who's watching, my daughter Stacy, who I affectionately call Radar.
Why do you call it Radar?
I'm glad you asked that. Years ago, Ricky Cash and I, when we were doing Vegas and Rap, we were the broadcast team for the Las Vegas Kings. It was a semi-pro football team.
Nice.
So he and I, being as old as we are, well, he's 20 years older than me, but part of the information you give out, of course, especially when you're on radio, is you got to paint a full picture. Well, when you're up in the booth and the players look like this, so the term spotter.
Yes.
Radar, Stacy, was my spotter, and so because she saw everything, we nicknamed her Radar,
And it stuck.
and it is stuck. So that's why I call Stacy Radar, because she's got the eyes for it.
I got to bring this up. You know, Dorothy brought to my attention. I didn't know they were twins.
Yeah, they're fraternals.
What's that mean?
They were born at the same time, just different. For me, it was good shooting.
Yeah.
That's what I got, the ultimate 2-for-1 deal. It wasn't one that split, which is your identical twins.
Okay.
The two were like skeet shooting. Two were up, and I got them both.
That made
with
me
one
think
shot.
a good buddy of mine, Michael Shapiro, who does Reckless in Vegas.
Yes.
Jolie, and he recently married. She is a dancer extraordinaire. They're wonderful, wonderful people. And we went down to their house, and of course we went to the wedding after party where they got married. When they got married in Hawaii. And part of the gift that Dorothy and I gave them, they have chickens.
Okay.
In their backyard, beautiful home. They have a chicken coop.
Okay.
Right, and chickens and everything. So we found this very unique metal art sculpture of a hen, really colorful. So we gave them part of their wedding gift. We gave it to them to put outside the coop, right? So about a week goes by, and Michael and Jolie are doing a Facebook Live because they had the largest egg that they ever produced. I mean, normally, in Facebook Live, I'll show you the egg was this big. And,
regular egg, right?
Guys lie about sizes. It might have been a little bigger. But the one they were showing was like this big.
Gotcha.
And Michael was great because he says, Jolie, put it in your hand. Your hand is smaller. It's going to look bigger than my hand. So they're going to crack it open for the first time.
Gotcha.
Right. So Jolie was a little leery about these babies and
right.
crack it. So Michael takes it, he cracks it open, double yolk.
Oh.
And that's very rare, right?
Yeah, there's supposed to be special eggs or some luck or something.
Right,
double
right.
yolk.
So I about a week later from there, I saw Michael out at he was doing a thing at the space, and I looked at him. I said, "Hey, that was so cool, the double. May that be the only double egg in your future." And he started laughing. I just thought about that, how to bring it up.
Yeah, and you just don't plan for twins. When our girls were born, friends out external from the family always used to tell us, the ladies in particular, boy, I always wanted twins. I wanted. No, you don't. I mean, you do. It's a great blessing, but it's such. Take the next statement I'm about to say with a grain of salt.
Sure.
My wife and Eileen and I don't know how easy, and that's the word I want you to put in quotes, it is to raise one child at a time versus two at a time. My sister Sandy back east, she had 3. She had triplets. After her eldest was born.
So she had 4 kids.
She has 4 daughters. My dad, he's blessed with 6 grandchildren, all female.
Just think of the cost of the weddings.
I'm hoping my girls get a 2-for-1 deal. Get a shotgun 2-for-1 deal. All right, we are at just about 20 minutes into the segment, but we're going to keep rolling. So what I'd like to do is I just want to take like a 3-second pause here so that when I get to post-production, I know we're splitting up as best as we can so we're not in the middle of the topic. So with that,
I was just going to say, continue to watch because we're going to stay on Facebook Live while we untechnical type people become technical type people and figure this all out. We're in the infancy stages of twin brothers from different mothers.
very infant.
It is going to be very exciting for both of us
Yes.
to expand upon and listen to our viewers, our listeners,
Yes.
what they'd like to talk about with the upcoming ones. And we're going to have a ball, and I hope you enjoy.
Which, by the way, on our Facebook page, our new page, which is Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, there's a button there that says message. So it's a direct link to an email address so that if you have thoughts, comments, people who'd like to see as guests on the show in the future, maybe tours of the museum, well, it is a museum,
It is
a
a museum.
gallery, give us your feedback.
Also, I want to bring up, we've started to get a lot of positive feedback on people who want to advertise on the show.
Yes, oh yes.
Because our audience is going to continue to grow. We have a lot to talk about, a lot to share, guests that we're bringing in. It's a wonderful, very, very inexpensive opportunity
Absolutely.
for people to get a shout out to their business, their causes, etc. You can email us with that link on the Twin Brothers from Different Mothers page. And that being said, I think we're going to go to break.
I'm not stopping the recording. I'm just going to let it sit for 3 seconds so I know where to break in post-production.
Okay, perfect.
All right, so here we go. So just give us 3 seconds, all right? All right, welcome back. Did you miss us?
That's pretty good.
So that's where I'm going to have to break it up into. And I'm hoping that everybody's would rather see smaller segments because nobody really has 60 minutes to sit down and watch us. So last week's show I did put up in 3 segments and 3 20-minute segments.
And don't be scared by. I mean, when we post it on the sites,
Yes.
it's we're uploading. Lack of my better terminology.
You're right, though.
And then you're going to click on the link and it's going to say, do you want to register and do this?
Right.
Just do it through Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it simple, stupid theory. Yeah.
Because right now, until we create a website either for just the show or we're going to just upload them to our website.
Did you hear that, CJ?
Yes. Yeah. Post the page link, please. All right. Well, just go to Facebook, and I believe it's hashtag Twin Brothers Different Mothers. Okay. If you just go to hashtag and search that in Facebook, that's all you need to see. Twin Brothers Different Mothers. Because of length, I took the word from out. All right. So, CJ, that's all you need to do. Sergio, good to see you. Joe Tasso, the Mad Sheriff, is watching. Jennifer Noonan, thank you so much for checking in with us. We appreciate it. Okay. Let's get back on task with whatever that was, because we really don't have a task. Yes, I do. Tomorrow, Veterans Day. We'd be remiss, 11/11, if we did not acknowledge all of our past and current and maybe even future veterans, those who served. We want to thank you for allowing us, like Neil and I, to do the thing that we do without any concern.
Yeah, thank you immensely for your service. If you see a veteran out there, and I know I do it all the time.
Absolutely.
If I see a person that's got a hat on, they served in the Vietnam War, the Korean War, whatever, I will take the time and I will go up to them and I will shake their hand and I'll say, thank you for your service. And they will always say thank you right back.
Absolutely.
Listen, we've talked about it. We talked about it in our first segment, last week's segment, about it's all about giving. It's all about sharing. Don't think you're gonna, or don't expect to get something in return.
Right.
You will get something in return, and it may not be immediate, but you're planting seeds.
That's right.
Do it out of the kindness of your heart. Give.
I got to share my favorite Veterans Day story. Besides the fact that tomorrow will be 32 years ago when I proposed to my wife. It was 11/11 in '87 when I proposed to her.
Does she make you remember those dates?
Actually, no, she doesn't. I actually told her that, and here's why I made that connection. Monday night's football game, this upcoming Monday night, is my Giants playing out in San Francisco.
How are you going to tie this?
Watch. It'll come full circle. Buckle your seatbelt for this one, my friend. Okay, so here we go. So I met Eileen in Connecticut 32 years ago on Halloween weekend. Okay, it was like the 25th of October in Connecticut. I went up there with a friend, mutual friends. I did not know Eileen beforehand. She stopped off on her way to Boston because the Red Sox and the Mets were playing in '86 in the World Series. So again, another road that's going to tie all this together. Okay, so Eileen and I chatted at her friend's house for about an hour and a half. We hit it off. P.S. My friend that I went up there with gave me Eileen's phone number. Sunday I didn't call her. That Monday, however, I decided to pick up the phone. This was also, I think it was Game 6 that Monday where the ball went through Buckner's legs for Game 7.
Did you have to bring that up?
Yes.
From Boston, you remember that?
I know, that's why I brought it up. I just, I remember these things. So that Monday night that I called her, guess what football game was on?
Go. Giants.
Niners visiting the Giants
at
Giants Stadium. In the middle of that game, they announced to the crowd what happened with the Mets and Red Sox. But the point of the story is, 30-odd years ago, the first time I called Eileen to say hello and set up a date, Giants and 49ers were playing on Monday Night Football. They were visiting Giant Stadium, the Niners. Of course, Monday night, Giants are out here in San Fran. If conditions allow because of the fires. I heard this morning they're discussing the what's and wherefores. So that's how I tied it together. You didn't think I'd get to a destination?
No, listen, it took us a little time, but we
have a whole show.
She's not into sports the way you are. Neither is my wife into sports the way I am.
Correct.
So even though we can tell this elongated story and try to tie it in, I can see the both of them going, just get to the bottom line.
I know, but actually I did share this with Eileen this morning. We were out and about before I came down here, and I shared this with her, and she was wowed by that fact. She actually was wowed by that. That the connection is there.
Wow.
I said to her,
I'm wowed by it.
I said, there's a significance to Monday's game between the Giants and the Niners, and she pauses for a second. She's thinking like playoffs, and she's thinking
they're both 1-9 or whatever.
They're fighting for a pick in the draft is what they're fighting for. And I looked at her and I said, but the significance, babe, has nothing to do with the sports relation. Now I got that quizzical deer in headlights look.
Yeah, I know the look.
Right. We all get that look. So I waited a couple of seconds, and I said, yeah, babe. I said, 32 years ago, this was the game that was on network television. She's like, holy crap.
Did she say we need to celebrate in a special way? Because that would have been a bonus for you.
That would have been. Well, we'll see what happens Monday. She's getting over being sick. So also 11/11 was the day we met in 86 and 87. I actually proposed to her on 11/11. It was the first snowfall of the season that year back in Jersey. And I tied the weather in to my proposal. I got down on one knee and I said to her, I said, babe, today's the first. And she knew we were getting engaged because we took her grandmother's wedding ring and had it refitted to a ring she wanted.
So it wasn't a total surprise.
Right. But she just didn't know when. She came to my house for dinner that night with my parents, and we were upstairs in my room. And I bent on one knee and I said, hey, babe, I said, by the way, I said, this snowfall, whenever the first snowfall falls, it's kind of like, a new beginning for the season. You kind of get that quiet and everything. I said, well, it's a perfect time to create a new beginning for you and I.
Nice.
Got down on a knee, opened up there, because she didn't know I had the ring.
So when you get down on the knee, you were the same height as her.
Absolutely. I had to look her eye to eye. That's right.
Yeah.
So that was how I proposed to her. And November 11th, 11/11.
If she's listening right now, she's going to go, another short joke from Neil. I can see it coming.
That is very true. She's saying, even in that moment, he's going to give me a short joke. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
But no, so I tend to remember dates. I also remind her that tomorrow is her mother's and stepdad's wedding anniversary. They decided a year after we got engaged to take our date and get married on it. So it's also her anniversary. So hi, Molly. See you out there. Thank you for watching. So just kind of these weird. I still remember stock numbers of shoes when I sold for Tom McCann when I was 14 years old.
Tom McCann, you know where they were based out of?
Yeah, up in Massachusetts.
Worcester, Massachusetts, my hometown.
That's right. Yes, they were. And I worked in a standalone store that was right at the end of my block where I lived. My mom used to work there. My dad worked for Tom McCann. And
let's talk a little bit about
Sure.
brick and mortar stores.
Yes.
I think that's a great topic.
Support the small businessman brick and mortar on Black Friday.
Listen, we all use, without shouting out to Amazon.com, which I just did, we all use it.
Yes.
We love seeing those packages delivered with the little picture on our phone where
Absolutely.
it is in the front of our door before somebody drives by and
Swipes
takes
it.
It's gone. But brick and mortar stores. Let's talk about Sears. Sears.
You're losing, 48 stores or something?
Well, but they're still doing Black Friday sales. Did you see that
I did
in
not.
the news? Kmart,
which is closed.
Which is
the one by us.
Do you know the 3 words a Jewish American princess will never hear?
Let's go to Kmart.
No, attention,
Kmart.
So you got Kmart and Sears.
Can you be a little more specific with that?
Not at all. I'm leaving that right there. But I was reading something the other day. They're still doing a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
And their stock is down to what, 2 cents?
I don't know.
A share? Something ridiculous.
Well, think about it. They got to get rid of whatever remaining inventory they have in these stores, so they're gonna basically give it away on Black Friday.
They've tried everything, reorganizing, doing this, doing that.
They're done.
But getting back to the
And
small
Cyber
businesses,
Monday on Monday.
Yeah, we're all about small businesses. Support the small businesses.
Absolutely.
They all pay the taxes. They're all struggling to get people into their stores. It's very easy to go online and go to Amazon.com and get your free delivery with Prime and find anything. Listen, you can find anything on the web. But it's like, my wife and I were talking about getting a new mattress. Is it time for a new mattress? And I clicked on one of those ads on Facebook.
And it took you to Amazon.
No. It's the best new technology out there, Airflow. Now that I clicked on one,
You're getting them all.
they're all coming up. They're all coming up.
That's right.
So, you talk about these, what are they, algorithms? How do you say that?
Algorithms.
Yeah, one of those. I'd like to buy 2 of those.
Exactly.
And they're all coming up now.
Yes.
So, now I got to check out all of them.
That's right.
And Dorothy's like, I'm not buying a mattress online. Yeah, honey, but look, they give you 365 days free. We can sleep on it for a
Casper
year.
Mattress does very well
Right,
online,
right.
supposedly.
They came up. They were one
Comes
of
in
the
a
ones
box or something. You have to unroll it, but it's supposed to be a very good
I
mattress.
thought all this time it was a friendly ghost.
That's
but
me
I guess
too.
it's a
Yes.
mattress.
No, I guess so.
That's my plug for small business.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree. You got to support the small business. They're the backbone of every community. There's around the corner from where we both live in the shopping center right there in Cheyenne and Durango.
Sure.
Is an Ace hardware store. Now it's a chain.
They sell mattresses?
Mattresses.
I didn't know where you were going.
No. I just yes, Ace is a national chain.
Why did that jingle just come into my head?
Ace is a place with a heart
right.
for hardware
Right.
person. I don't know. Now that's going to be stuck in my head all day. I still shop there. I don't go to the Home Depots. Lowe's now is in trouble. I don't know if you saw that last
I did
week.
see that, yep.
A lot of Lowe's now is going to be closing down as well. So Lowe's is in trouble because they can't compete with Home Depot.
Yeah, but what was happening, and I read a little bit of the buy end of that, that said that the reason Lowe's is in trouble now is they're building too many stores a mile apart.
Yeah, just like the Walgreens and CVS's on every flipping corner. But I totally agree. Support your small business, local business person, because they are the bread and butter of the community. They are your leaders of the community, okay? And they pay their fair share just like the big boys do.
Let's make an analogy to the entertainers here, because I love the local entertainers. We have unbelievable talent here in Las Vegas.
Yep.
You can go any night, any location, everything from a pizza place to a concert hall to a cabaret jazz type place. We need to support our local talent. I call these people creatives. You know, they're singers, they're guitar players, they're hired guns. You know, one night you'll see my buddy Adam, who's a very well-known drummer. He'll be playing with Kelly Clinton Holmes, and the next night he's playing with another entertainer. This is how they make their living.
Right.
We need to get out into the community and go to these lounges, go to these venues, watch the live entertainment. What's it going to cost you? $25, $20, sometimes free, rather than spending the $3.2 million to see these international stars at the large venues.
We'll talk about where you go every Wednesday night. Well, almost every Wednesday night.
Well, I know just about every Wednesday night. We go down to Tuscany on Flamingo, Tuscany Suites, in their lounge. And I'm not quite sure what the lounge is called, but you walk in the front door, you see the lounge. And Kelly Clinton Holmes and her band of incredible musicians plays every Wednesday night. It's free. It's free in the lounge. We've got a group of us that go down every Wednesday night and shout out to all the entertainers. And we've met incredible people, and people like Lanny Counts, Clint Holmes, Bill Medley from the Righteous Brothers jumped in. He showed up and he jumped in on stage and started, thank God I can draw. I'm not singing. But you get to meet these people. And let me just tell you something. Funny thing, Bucky Hurd, who plays with Bill Medley and the Righteous Brothers, we're friends on Facebook, but we've never really, hi Bucky, I'm Neil Portnoy. So we met for the first time Wednesday night, and I shook his hands. We don't know each other than on Facebook. I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Neil Portnoy. Oh my God, I've been dying to meet you. And I look at him, I go, you're the freaking Righteous Brothers. What do you want to meet me for?
Right.
I draw pictures. But that's people are people are people. It's just what we do in our daily lives. And, I remember when my buddy moved out to California for the first time. He's been out there 40 years now, lives right near Beverly Hills. And I used to say, Michael, who do you see on a daily basis? He said, well, there's real people out here. Not everybody's an actor.
Right.
Not everybody's an entertainer. And you don't treat people any differently. They don't want to be treated like the real ones.
Right.
Like celebrities. They just want to be treated like a real person. So it was very heartwarming for me. And Bucky said, look, I got to get down to your gallery. I want to see what you do. I said, let me tell you something. I can show you pictures on my phone.
Absolutely.
You can see the postings on Facebook. When you come here to the gallery, it's a totally different experience.
Right.
I mean, just look at the pictures behind us.
You can't appreciate them through the
Look
video.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Yeah,
we are who we are.
Right.
We're real. Just shout out to Carla. She just joined. If you ever need pet sitting services, you have Cooper. I don't know what you do when you guys go away, but Carla Bryant, Caribbean Critters, Carla owns. She networks on Wednesday mornings. You may have met her this past week.
I did meet her.
When everybody thought you were me on Wednesday.
Well, I got up and I said, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Aaron Phillips, and the whole room started to laugh.
That's crazy stuff. And also, I saw Richard Seipert snuck in there earlier. Richard, I just want to acknowledge you that you were there. And by the way, a lot of people are liking our Facebook even during the show. I'm seeing the messages, and we thank you for that, for checking it out. And again, if you want to have a specific topic or guest suggestions, just email us through our Facebook page. The page is the link is there. It'll come to my email for Neil and I to take a look at. Oh, and somebody by the name of Dorothy's out there. She's saying hello to us. Dorothy Portnoy, you know her?
I
Is she
know
still?
her
Is this
very well. That's my better half.
You're better. How come us husbands always introduce our wives as the better half? Why are we never the better half?
The key word is hope.
Hope to be introduced that way. Oh my goodness gracious! All right, so no, again, getting back to a small business is critical. Black Friday, then you have Cyber Monday. Support your local business people. I mean, there's so many. I know where I wanted to go. You talk about the community and how great we have people
Sure.
here. Hi, Tim Ferguson. Hello, Naomi. Hope your boxing and MMA fighting is going well out there in Cali. Still want you to come to Vegas, Naomi. I want to meet you in person. Anyway, Vegas is a community. Hello, Kristen. Vegas is a community that people sell short. And here's what I mean by that. When you say Las Vegas to anybody outside the world, what do they think of?
What hotel do you live in?
Absolutely. The 5 miles of dirt that everybody knows is the Strip. But what people don't realize is we have a great community. Okay? You and I don't live in a sleeping bag between Bally's and Harrah's. There are real communities out there. There's 2.1, 2.2 million people.
2.1 expected, 2.5 by 2020.
And that's because of the Raiders coming in. But this is such a close-knit community that comes to arms when we need it. For instance, most recently, 1 October. The lines for blood donations and everything were just absolutely nuts. 3 a.m, people were out in lines, and people were dropping water off and everything. When the police officers were gunned down at CC's Pizza a couple of years back, the community came together to support the widows of these police. Folks, don't let the name Las Vegas and Sin City and gambling and all of that create a cloud of what Vegas is really made up of. Yes, we are an eclectic city. We are like a New York City, Chicago, LA, of people from all over the world, but it's a community. And not unlike any other community that is close-knit, Vegas proper fits that bill.
It's two different zip codes. You've got the tourists downtown and
Right.
then the locals who live everywhere
That's
else.
right.
That's
Absolutely.
basically, and us locals, and I'm now a local having been here almost 3 years, when the casino started charging for parking,
Oh,
all the locals like, wait a minute, we're supporting this, we're coming, we're spending money in your casinos. What started to happen? A lot of the locals, most of the locals, will not go down to the Strip area.
Right.
That's basically for the tourists.
That's right.
But there are casinos and other venues in the neighborhoods or the outskirts of the neighborhoods.
The locals casinos
The
is what
locals
they call them.
casinos that have wonderful dining experiences, great entertainment, like I mentioned with
Right.
Chadwick Johnson over at the Red Rock Casino.
Right.
They're not on the Strip, and people, when I get East Coasters come visit, I always say, look, I'm going to show you a Vegas
that you're not familiar with.
And we'll take them up to Red Rock Canyon.
Yep.
We'll go
Springs Preserve.
Springs Preserve. We'll take them to past Red Rock Canyon.
Bonnie Springs.
Bonnie Springs, right?
Right.
Just show them a little bit of. Take them over to Desert Shores. Show them that we have water.
We have in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, in the middle of the desert.
In a lagoon, no less.
And if you want to go see a live show, we don't have to spend $300, $400, $500 to go see a big entertainer. Let me take you to somebody that'll blow you away with their talents, and that's what I talk about, the local entertainers. Please, I can't stress enough, support what we have here. We are, having come from Worcester, Massachusetts, which was the second largest, and still is the second largest city in all of New England, second only to Boston. Worcester was 37 miles west of Boston, the heart of the Commonwealth, an hour from every major city in New England. Providence, Rhode Island, Manchester, New Hampshire, Boston, Massachusetts, Hartford, Connecticut, and 2.5, 3 hours to New York City.
Right.
We have that same thing right in Vegas.
Absolutely.
How far are we to get to Utah, to Arizona,
hour
to California?
Arizona to Phoenix is about 7 hours. You can go to Laughlin, which is down south from here near Kingman, is an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's all here.
Lake Havasu is 2.5 hours. My
and they're
favorite
big
vacation
highways.
spot.
When I first got here, I got to tell you a fun story. When I first got here, I'm used to the Boston streets, the small streets, right? So if you're in the left-hand lane to turn left,
right,
you better be damn sure you go all the way to the right and turn. Because on 2 different occasions,
you get clipped.
I turned on the wrong side of the street.
Oh.
And Dorothy's looking, no, you got to go further out because the streets are so wide.
Yeah, absolutely. It's when I go back east to my hometown. The streets seem like they're so freaking small. It's like horse and buggy lanes only. I mean, it's the contrast is absolutely ridiculous.
Listen, we've got the Raiders coming in 2020. We've got the lights for soccer. We got the WNBA with the Aces.
Right.
You got the 51s building a brand new stadium, which I actually took the ride up to see. It's going to be spectacular up in downtown Summerlin.
You better hurry up. April's not that far away for them to be ready with that place.
Let's talk about the NBA. What do you think?
Yeah, all right. Tell you what, let's take our 3-second break so I can cut this off for the proper feed, and then we'll come back and talk NBA.
Sounds like an idea.
All right, so hang tight for 3 seconds. All right, welcome back to Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. I am Aaron Phillips, along with Neil Portnoy, the owner of this great gallery that you see us sitting in here. Portnoy Gallery is located in the heart of Las Vegas. Make sure you add this place to your must-see locations when you come to town. Thank you for watching, everybody conversing with me in the Facebook feed and the likes I see popping up to our page. Again, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, although I just realized I'll have to edit this out. I wrote Other Mothers in the title of the video, but I still have that brain cramp. I still want to say other instead of different. But it's Twin Brothers from Different Mothers, and I will fix that before we upload this. I will edit it. Check out our Facebook page.
I'm the smart brother, obviously.
He's the smart.
You can't type.
That's why I'm a math major. I'm good at editing, but I can't write for crap. Anyway, so thank you for watching. All right, so let's segue into the NBA. Let's talk about that. What do you want to do? We don't have it. That's one of the major sports that we don't have here yet.
Actually, we do have it because we have the summer leagues. Is that
but we don't have a home team.
We do not have a home team. We've got a Division I school in UNLV, which is a great institution. That is expanding in a lot of different areas with the new med school opening up, et cetera, et cetera. I don't want to get involved with talking colleges, but as far as the NBA coming, I really don't want them in Vegas. I mean, I have my reasons.
Okay.
Again, just my opinion.
Yeah.
Their character scares me with a lot of these NBA players. And
the personas you're talking about.
The persona, their affiliations. Listen, I've always used the NBA as the National Bag Association because you could be down 28 points with 3 minutes to go and all of a sudden you won the game.
Absolutely.
How does that happen?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, it's great at doing the summer leagues that we do.
Right.
It's a wonderful experience. But I don't want him here full time.
Right.
I really don't want him here full time.
It'll be interesting. I mean, there was never ever going to be an opportunity when the Maloof brothers, who used to own the Palms, they actually used to own the Sacramento Kings and the NBA and David Stern. You have to answer the door. It's just your mail guy.
No, he's all right.
Oh, okay.
That's my mail guy, Manny. I'll wave at him as he goes by.
There you go. He's gone already. The David Stern would never have allowed the NBA to come to Vegas because of the Maloof brothers, who at the time owned the Palms and the Sacramento Kings. But now they don't own that anymore. Now I hear possibly, maybe sometime soon, who knows, NBA might land a team here. Who knows? The Oakland Athletics are now the signed AAA.
Yeah, they're the AAA for the 51s.
The 51s are probably going to go through a name change.
They only for merchandising purposes.
Right, exactly.
That's why you do it. Everything today is naming rights.
Right.
Speaking of naming rights, did you see recently that the MGM or Caesars? I'm sorry, Caesars got the naming rights for the entrance to the new Raiders Stadium. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, everything today is naming rights. I'm sure they paid a substantial fee for the right to that, but they still have not named the stadium, which is the big one.
Yeah.
It could be, I don't know, AT&T Raiders Stadium, whatever.
Who knows?
You don't know what it's going to be, but that's where they're going to generate a lot of funds.
I'm not surprised because Caesars Entertainment and MGM are the two big conglomerate companies here in Vegas that own the majority of what goes on in this town in terms of the casinos and entertainment. So I would not be surprised. They bought the rights, but I wouldn't be surprised if they turn around and resell those rights to somebody else to name the
I don't know whether they'd resell it, but I think, when you sell a house and you got a bidding war, don't be surprised if all of a sudden Caesars wants to outdo MGM or whatever, and they're paying mega dollars for the naming rights.
Right. Well, you know what? Can you picture this? Okay, the new Raider Stadium, right? They have like a ribbon cutting ceremony,
which is in the worst location they could have lost.
That's gonna be crazy.
It's just
Russell and 15, and the parking. They're only creating parking spots for 2,000 vehicles across the highway.
It's not a question of parking spots, in my opinion. What's going to be the issue is Sunday. What's the most exciting thing about going to a football game? Tailgating.
Yeah.
There's no room to tailgate.
Yeah, because there's not going to be a whole lot of on stadium area parking. That's
right,
the problem.
right.
Hey, Missy, see you out there. Thank you for watching. Renee, thank you for checking in. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. There's going to be a lot of shuttling from some of the casinos, like the Trop and whatnot, to get down. They're going to charge for that. Plus, you're being charged for parking there. This is not going to be an easy, cost-effective thing to take advantage of.
What's going to happen, in my opinion, again, my opinion, is a lot of those smaller brick and mortar businesses, building complexes that surround within a mile's radius of the stadium will mysteriously all of a sudden be bought up, torn down, and parking areas will be established.
Not surprised. There was even talk possibly to accommodate a MLB team. I saw not too long ago that the area where the Rio currently sits is an area they're looking at. This was a story that kind of just came out a couple weeks ago.
Again, a
Caesar's property. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So who knows? This city has been in metamorphosis mode almost for the same 21 years that I've been out here. First, it was we just caught the tail end of Vegas when it was the mob-run city, more or less. Then it's corporate, and then they changed it to try to make it more of a kid-friendly place so families can bring their kids. But then they realized that the parents were not spending enough money on drinking and gambling because the kids were in town. So the heck with the kids, we're back to an adult and the clubs and the this and the that. So this step, we talked about it before. Wait 5 minutes, something will change.
Yeah,
and that's what happens here.
And we talked about the entertainers, and listen, a lot of entertainers live here in Vegas, but they don't work here.
Correct.
They're always out and about. They're touring. They're going to different locations.
Well, residentially, there's a lot of advantages to have a home residence in Vegas.
Yes,
taxes
no
and
state
everything,
income
and
tax.
a corporation under the state of Nevada is also very friendly.
Right.
So it's not surprising that they have that set up.
But it's like there's not enough venues.
No.
And the new
but I don't
club,
want any more.
What's the new club that's opening up that used to be here? Kelly Clinton Holmes and I were talking about it. She's going to be New Year's Eve.
Gotcha.
She's going to be down at the something club. They're over near Karen and Kovac and down that area. They used to. They never. Koval. Yeah. What did I say?
Kovac.
It's the twin brothers from different mothers.
That's the cousins.
Cousins, right.
Well, MSG is building a property down there. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, this is already.
Okay.
They never changed the interior of the club.
Gotcha.
It hasn't been active for quite some time.
I'm not sure.
I wish I remember the name of it. But anyhow, that's going to be opening soon. Another venue. It's got a beautiful stage area. Sterling Club. There we go.
Thank you, Dorothy.
Yes. The Sterling Club's opening again, and the local entertainers are very excited about it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, as I mentioned, MSG, Madison Square Garden, is building a specifically, supposedly,
the dome thing.
Concert domed arena down near the Link, but I think it's closer to behind the Sands Convention Center area.
Well, Sheldon's got a little piece of that.
Yeah.
Well, he does, because he was here at the groundbreaking, Sheldon Adelson, the owner of the Venetian.
Right.
And the
Is he going to have money left over after trying to fight the question 3? By the way, we were getting a critique from this person named Dorothy, something about that being in the way that people are seeing, and it doesn't give a good look.
Yeah, but they don't know what it is. I do.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you, dear.
Well, she just put it in the message. Now everybody knows what it is.
It's going away. See you later.
There
Bye.
you go. Oh, that's too funny to get that over. There you go. She sent it in. All right, there you go. Thank you for the mention. Well, that's props. That's product placement.
Who wrote that?
Well, right here.
She wrote that?
Yeah, that's
so
why.
So everybody could see what it was.
That's right.
Thank you, dear.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that Dome Stadium is going to be like what 10,000 seats, something like that, specific to concerts.
State of the art.
Correct.
State of the art.
Correct.
It'll be a artificial intelligence type.
It's going to
facility.
be crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
Right.
But getting back to Sheldon Adelson,
yes,
he was there at the groundbreaking of that.
Yes.
And even though it's MSG, and people are like, why is he at MGM? It's not MGM. It's MSG.
Madison Square Garden 2 or Madison Square
Right.
Garden West or something like that.
And it's going to be a phenomenal venue.
Right. I'm surprised he has money left after the money he spent on trying to defeat question 3 about breaking up the electric monopoly.
Speaking of question 3, and we don't get into politics, I was shocked
that didn't pass.
Not that it didn't pass, but the opposing, it was like 73% against.
Yeah, it was pretty much a landslide for all intents and purposes.
And the only person who came out for it in all the ads, because we know that NV Energy spent $1 trillion to
Right.
make sure that
He
it
twice
voted down.
he tripled what Adelson paid to go against it. Buffett paid 3 times the amount.
I
to
didn't
keep
know
it.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
60 million to 25 million.
But you know, one of the only celebrity types that voted for it and did an ad for it was Jonathan Scott from Property Brothers.
Yeah, that's
He
right.
came in and said, "Look, I'm not getting paid to do this." And this guy's a contractor,
Yeah,
builder,
he
or somebody.
knows.
He knows.
He's within the
And
industry.
he said, "Don't be fooled by the $3.2 zillion being spent by the energy company
Right.
to vote no." But that's
Now,
no more politics.
No more. No, I am going to make one more comment about politics.
All right.
Okay. I'm so glad it's over because I don't want all that mail anymore. Those flyers and those color. Now, granted, they help the local market for printing.
I got a phone call last night from Florida asking that
To
they
vote?
they lost my vote in that Scott election that they wanted me to.
Too many Chads were still hanging on the ballots.
Unbelievable.
I was getting text messages this year. I was getting really aggravated. And I told one person, I said, you keep texting me to vote for your person, I'm going to vote opposite you if you keep texting me. I don't remember who it was. But, oh, my God. Now it'll be nice to go to the mailbox and not have hardly any mail in it.
Dorothy used to go to the mailbox and say, what do we get? Junk.
Yeah, that's all you have to
political
say.
ads.
That's it. That's all you have to say. And I understand why they do it, but sometimes it's just overboard. And I wish there was a way, once you vote, that you electronically somehow goes to the mail system or whatever, says this person's already voted, stop mailing them. Because we did early voting. So after we voted, we saw another week of all that stuff, and we already voted.
Well, I think the nice thing, because, Dorothy and I went to vote. We went over to Sun
Yes.
City, one of the churches over there. So the nice Jewish guy went back into a
Hey,
church for the
listen.
second time in my
Did it
life.
shake when you walked in?
I shook.
You shook.
The building was fine. But the way those machines are now, I can remember going into these booths
Yep.
where you had to pull the curtain.
Right.
You're wide open. If the guy over there wants to know what it is and see who you vote, I'm going, how legit is this?
It's the angle of the screen is what it really is. Based on the angle is only for you to see as the person using it. When you look around the corner on that, it becomes a dark screen. It's all angled on the screen.
I thought it was another Norman Rockwell moment where Rockwell's looking around the canvas.
Looking
to see
around.
What it is.
Yeah, that's a good point, but no, it's all about you. But just think we have to do it again in 2 years for the Maine elections, right?
We got to do it again. And, coming from the East Coast, from a very liberal state,
Right.
coming to Nevada,
Nevada.
As Donald would say.
That's right.
That was a red state, but because of all the Californians now moving east,
Yes,
the political climate's changing.
absolutely.
It's changing.
Hey, we have about 2 or 3 minutes left, and another quick hour. I mean, it's been fun just chatting about anything.
We just sit and talk.
Absolutely. So, any final thoughts as we wrap up show number 2?
Listen, the only final thought I have is I want to put a personal shout out to everyone who has made comments on the Facebook
Yes.
page, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. This is a new thing for Aaron and myself, something we've talked about for quite some time. We are getting better at what we're doing, we hope.
Well, the technical connecting everything may take me a little longer.
We'll get it, but just the comments that people have been posting,
Yes.
we really
Share us.
appreciate it. Share it. Think about possible. You can see all the viewers and listeners that we are getting. It's a great little venue at a very inexpensive price to try. You're not under any kind of contractual
Not at
agreements
all.
to do a lot.
Show to show if you want.
Think
And we're
about
international.
Think about it. Yeah, and plus we're international.
Yeah, well, anybody can log on to Facebook.
Should I speak in a different language?
Could you?
No.
Yeah, well, then it doesn't matter. They can put the translation button on.
Although, having been a former baseball player
Yes.
at a low minor league level, and having played in the Dominican and played in
Yeah.
Ponce, Puerto Rico, you know what my nickname was?
What was it?
For all our Spanish-speaking people, Loco Payaso,
What does that translate to?
crazy clown. I
I'm not
wonder
surprised.
why.
Thank you, Amber. We sound great. We appreciate it. I guess our sound is coming through pretty good with the boom mic on top of the phone. There, we're actually broadcasting Facebook via my personal phone and a boom microphone because we have not been able to. I have not been able to figure out how to connect the sound from our little board here into the phone. But if the sound is great, we may not have to. Maybe that microphone's serving the purpose, so it's working. All right, with that, we're going to wrap up show number 2 here of Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it. CJ, thank you for watching. And your last comment, always supporting local businesses and friends. We appreciate it. So CJ, Neil will be in touch with you about advertising on our show, right? That's what he's referring to.
Yeah, correct.
Absolutely.
And promoting what he does, which
is international.
which can be used by a lot of different people,
Right.
and the benefits are
Countless.
endless.
Countless. Endless. Like it. All right. Have a great week, everybody. Happy Veterans Day to all you serving. Please go to our Facebook page, Twin Brothers from Different Mothers. Like our page. Please reshare us. We would appreciate it. If you like the shows, we would also. Hi, Ruth. Thank you for joining us. If you like the shows, please mention that as well. And send us an email. Click on the message button on our Facebook page. Let us know what you think, what you don't like, what we can change, future guests, whoever you'd like to see. We will make that happen.
Next week, I'm wearing Aaron's hat and Aaron
Yeah.
Just
That would have been great for Halloween. We should have done that for Halloween last year.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Oh, well, next year. Have a great week, everybody. From both of us here, coming to you live from Portnoy Gallery in beautiful Las Vegas. For Neil, Aaron, have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. And those out in Cali, you will recover.
Peace out.